Thank you very much. Yeah, so 10 minutes speech and 10 minutes Q&A. Thrilled to be here. It was interesting to hear the talks of my the other people speaking here up front. Yeah, my name is Götz. I'm a carpenter. I studied philosophy, politics, economics, and business in Germany and the Netherlands. And my mission really is, as a crowd investment manager, to challenge money to a social and ecological cause. And this is really what I'm here for. And that's what I also do as a crowd investment manager. Yeah, I work at GLS Bank for GLS Crowd. So we are mainly talking about GLS Crowd today. And but first of all, a few things about the bank, of course, if you don't know it yet. So GLS Bank is the first social ecological bank in the world since 1974. We only do sustainable finance, nothing else. And I'm happy to see that it more and more becomes mainstream now. And in German, GLS stands for Gemeinschaft für Leihen und Schenken. If you don't know German, it means some community for lending and gifting. And we say at GLS Bank, gifting is actually also really important. You know, like society doesn't work without gifting. If you're a kid, parents don't lend you the money, they gift it to you. So this is a very important part of, or a very important quality of money. And so we do that, but of course we are a bank, so we're also lending money. There's a very central sentence at our bank. We say money should serve the people. Geld ist für die Menschen da. And yeah, we have currently 800 employees. We are growing very quickly. From 2019 to 2020, we had a 20% growth. It's a cooperative. The bank is a cooperative, eine Genossenschaft in German. So we have 84,000 members, and it's a long-grown network of people that really have a sustainable mindset. Currently, we have 8 billion total assets, and we finance different sectors. So we have health, food, energy, education, housing, and more general sustainable economics, all sorts of different companies, and I'm going to present a few also to you today. So GLS Crowd was founded in 2017. We have 33 successfully financed projects, 33 million euros brokered volume, and we are a very fast funding crowd, so we can do up to 1.25 million in 5 hours. This is one of our records, which we are really proud of. And we have 2 vehicles that we supply our companies with. So subordinated loans, we do 0.5 million to 4 million per company. And now a new product that we just recently launched is crowd bonds, which gives us the possibility to do larger volumes, up to 50 million. And how does GLS work? So GLS Crowd work. So we are basically an intermediary between investors and brilliant sustainable ideas. We have a very large investor base, thousands of investors, which are steadily, continuously looking out for our actions. And so we are brokering subordinated loans and crowd bonds to our investors. And we can't give investment advice due to regulation in the crowd investment market, but like transparency is key for all what we are doing at GLS Bank. And so we give very detailed information about the project on our website. Investors can start already with 250 euro to invest into the company. And in return, they get annual interest payments and also a kicker if it's associated with high risk. And the kicker is linked to the revenue of the company. So what are our financing foci? We do different things. So we do corporate finance, we do project finance, and we also do inclusion projects of local citizens. With regard to corporate finance, we do growth finance. I'll talk a little bit about that later. We do finance emerging Davids, but also greening Goliaths, so the large ones that are trying to green and bring up projects that are sustainable. We help them with their transformation, and of course, green startups and scale-ups. For instance, in Germany, we say Bürgerbeteiligung. It's an inclusion vehicle for locals. For instance, imagine you have a wind farm right in front of your doorstep, and then we supply via crowdfunding the possibility for the people living nearby to participate in the economic success of the wind farm. And then we also do project finance, of course. It's a very important part of our business. So we finance the construction of renewable energy plants, and we also do energy contracting. And with existing already built energy plants, we refinance their equity with subordinated loans, so that, but I'll talk about that also more in a little bit more detail. So when we are at our crowd investment platform, it's a lot about timing to find, like when I'm looking at startups and scale-ups, I really try to find the sweet spot in timing, because we do mezzanine finance. It's a middle storage type of finance between equity and debt. And so, yeah. And we, as I said before, we invest into emerging Davids, like small companies, but also already larger companies that have sustainable projects that follow a similar diffusion pattern than the startup would do. With regard to project finance, the curved line depicts the cash flow of the project. The steps are the risk. So at the very early stage of a PV plant or a wind farm, risk is usually high. We want to see equity taking the highest risk. And then when it comes to this construction start, I don't know if you can see it. So just before construction start, mezzanine finance, what we are doing starts to make sense. And this is also a possibility for the EPC, which is constructing the plant, can lever its debt through subordinated loans, because subordinated loans is also economic equity. It strengthens your equity base, even though it's not actual equity. And yeah, and also, as I also said before, when the plant is already finished and is fully functional, then we support, there's a possibility to take out the equity, refinances it with subordinated loans, and then you can take that equity and do new projects with it. What's our value proposition at GLS Crowd? So it's a whole digital process. You don't have to have a depot. You just go on our platform, make an account, and you can invest. It's pretty easy, pretty straightforward, and quick. There's no issuance of voting rights. Usually we don't take bank collateral, which is great for the company. And it's, as I said, we have a very, very long history of sustainability. Like, that's really at the core of what we are doing. And due to that, we also have a very strong, very sustainable thinking crowd. And if you have a product that should sort of move into the heads of German sustainable thinking people, and then it's also a great possibility to do finance with us, because we really put a lot of effort into placing your product very well on our platform. And also, crowdfunding enables additional debt. That's what I meant with economic equity. It strengthens your economic equity. And as we are a bank, we can do sort of crowd investments and banking services in one hand. So I want to give you a few examples, 2 examples of very recent projects that we did. Onomotion is currently on our platform. We are collecting 3 million for them. That's a pretty cool vehicle as a service, last mile delivery bike for packages. And yeah, you can check it out on our platform currently. With the 3 million, we finance 190 bikes. And as it is a vehicle as a service, I don't know how educated you are in sustainable issues, but product service systems gives the possibility to design for disassembly, and that's what they did. So if one part breaks down, if you own the bike still and you just rent it out, it makes sense to disassemble and just remove the part that's broken down, and then you don't need to design for short life cycles. And the other project that we did is Home Power Solutions, pretty cool thing to check out. We, as I said, transparency is key of what we are doing, so we have all our historic funding still on our website. You can check out all the profiles. We did 2 fundings with Home Power Solutions, 5.25 million in total. And so this is a storage, hydrogen storage solution for single and 2-family homes. And with this solution, you get 100% energy self-sufficient over the whole year. So in the summer, you generate the energy, you can store the energy for the winter. And this is pretty unique. As the hydrogen is placed inside of a home, the overall efficiency of the product is 90%, which is pretty cool for hydrogen. Because you can use the heat which is lost in energy generation from hydrogen. Okay, this was my little presentation. Thanks for your attention. Feel free to reach out. My mission really is to channel money towards a sustainable and ecological cause. And if you feel like we could collaborate, yeah, please reach out. And now I think we have like a little bit of time for questions.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Götz. Are there any questions for Götz?
So I have just 2 questions. One is, do you only finance these sustainable projects, or you have traditional banking business as well? And the second is, when you fund these projects, do you only fund projects within Germany or outside as well?
So we only do sustainability. The whole bank just does sustainability, nothing else, since 1974, since we've been founded. And what was the second question? Sorry.
Do you fund projects outside of Germany as well?
And so for us as GLS Crowd, we need to have a SPV at least, or affiliate company, which is German due to our contracts, which are currently in German. So this is the way forward. So you can check out on our website. We have, for instance, done a project in South Africa, and this is a social housing project. And we found a really good structure in order to mitigate risks down there. And so we did that, and in order to be able to fund it, we created a German company in order to channel the money towards South Africa.
Can only the clients of your bank invest in the crowdfunding, or do you have also external clients?
Both. Yeah. Bank, we have quite a few coming from the bank. Then there are people coming from the companies themselves, because for instance, Ono1 or Home Power Solutions, the both cases that I showed, they have already sort of a fan base, and then they can also invest. And it's really straightforward. It's really easy. You just go on our website, make an account, and invest.
So for private individuals only, or?
Yeah, well, the volumes, I don't know what you were thinking of. Maybe we can also discuss it later. So the volume it starts at €250, and usually with crowd investment, it just goes up to 25,000 per individual. But then we also have wealthier customers, and then we can also make individual placements which are larger in volume. For instance, in one company there was one who wanted to invest $500,000, and then they do it via the same vehicle. It's all digital. They get a customized link, and then they can invest.
Okay, thank you.
Cool.